Happy Friday. It is literally January 10th. And guys, it is just after midnight. We are experiencing a little bit of a snowstorm, ice storm here in Dallas, Texas, which shots fired for me bragging the other day about having 82-degree weather. That's what happens when you post that on your story. And now you're locked in and kids' school are canceled. And so I did not get as much of my work done today, and we're also going to have it, schools are closed tomorrow, so all things I had set for today and tomorrow have gone kiboshed. Is that the word? This is how tired I am. I'm like literally delirious. But anyways, very important message today, because this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, so that's 9 a.m. Central, the Supreme Court is meeting over this whole TikTok ban. And for those of you who haven't maybe been following it closely, for me, it's probably my favorite social media app. And I think I did most of my Christmas shopping on the app. This was from TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop was really giving Amazon a run for its money. And so I just got a pay raise if this app gets banned, because my goodness, like the women will try clothes on and tell you about the material, and they say how much they weigh, and they like model the clothes for you so you feel like you know what you're getting, versus try to order stuff online or on Amazon. You get it in the mail and it's like, but it also was my app that I consumed the most on for like micro learning. As odd as that probably sounds, because I know it's in the beginning, I probably got on it more for the entertainment because it's hilarious. Nick, who is probably listening to this because he does all of my video editing, the number of links I would send him to either copy or use as a green screen of just these random videos. In fact, I have one that's going to be posted today that I think is hilarious. So you guys will have to check it out whenever it gets posted later today. But yes, those are all due to Nick. So thank you, Nick. But the Supreme Court meets today, and I think we will likely know the ruling, meaning we'll know the answer on whether or not it's going to be blocked or delayed. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to know the full legal rationale, but TikTok did announce about a month ago, in fact, it was December 9th, that if they don't delay or block this ban, then they are completely shutting down TikTok in the US. And they used to say that they would just remove it from the App Store. But now this is TikTok stating if that, like, they don't want to sell. And there was rumors that Kevin, I never pronounce his last name, or whatever, the Shark Tank guy, the bald guy, there was rumors that he was going to buy the app. I think that was just a rumor and that's not the case, but you know how my brain works. I start to go into this, like, who benefits from the ban? And not that I'm a conspiracy theorist in any way, but I'm just always skeptical. I took an objective reasoning test. In fact, Andre did a test. Andre's Nick's brother. It's a whole long story. But my objective reasoning was like a level 9, which means if you're a 1 or a 10, it's like extreme. So I'm really good as long as I'm not involved in the situation, but I can see multiple sides to a story, which is also probably why it was so hard for me in school. I could never pick, like, I could justify any answer choice to being correct from some moment in some rare case, like this answer choice could be true if XYZ occurred. And so I started to think, like, why would they ban? I know the national threats because TikTok is owned by China. That's the whole debate and argument. You have a whole bunch of US people upset, over 170 million users monthly just in the United States, and a lot of content creators that, that's their income. They're really upset and feel like that this is a violation of their amendment and freedom of speech. And then you have the US who is saying that this is a national security threat because the app is owned by China. And so I see both sides, okay? But I also can't help but think, I know Facebook and Instagram and YouTube hired and lobbied against having TikTok in the United States because obviously that's their biggest competitor and it's really hurt them. But you think about freedom of speech, like, really? That's all that Facebook and Instagram and all of these apps have preyed upon us since they existed. So, like, why wouldn't we create just a national law around the use of these apps and what, like, protecting Americans, not just Americans, the censorship that goes on. And then the irony of how, if you guys didn't see it, but Mark Zuckerberg had announced on social their fact checkers and how they weren't doing a good job. And just so it all just seems to be like coincidence. maybe, I don't know. But I started to think who benefits from this, and obviously the other apps would. Now, what should we do from a proactive standpoint? I would recommend that you start downloading probably your best performing videos for those of you that are really heavy on TikTok. You don't need to do necessarily all your videos unless you don't have that many, but you can use different apps like S-Tick. I think I've recommended that to you guys before. If you download your videos that have already been posted on TikTok, please make sure you remove the watermark before you download them, which means you have to use an app like S-Tick. Now, the other component to this is the ban. When you actually read the documents, it doesn't say that TikTok's going away and that we can't use TikTok. All the ban says is that it prevents the app stores like Google and Apple to be able to distribute the app for new downloads. Because I was going down this rabbit hole of, okay, so does that mean if the app gets banned that we all wake up on January 19th and the app just disappears? Like, how exactly does this work? And some pages that I had read stated that the app would be removed from the app stores, but then it was up to the service providers to then have the app removed from personal phones. So this is where it's a little unclear. And then I read that they can't say that we can't use the app. So that means we could have access, like even via the web, but it has to be on servers that have been moved abroad. So we won't be able to download it from app stores or on servers like Oracle cloud servers. But that doesn't mean that it's technically going away. So a couple of things that I thought about is A, if it gets too complicated for people to access the app and consume, then that likely means the quality of the app will go down and that attention is going to go somewhere. I have a feeling it's going to go largely to probably Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, and then depending on the age group, Snapchat, which is all the more reason why we should, kind of to piggyback on last week's message, have a content funnel that moves people from platform to email list, because at the end of the day, we don't own our social mediums. Now, you still want to be able to have ease of on-demand distribution. So when interest rates do drop, and you could send a mass email, but not everybody checks their emails. And we do know with the amount of time that people spend on social, that's where the human attention is. Now, there's also rules going into effect at the end of January, where now businesses have to get consent, written consent that is documented and saved to be able to text, which means I'm going to need that from you guys. Otherwise, I won't be able to text you all. So just know, if you have CRM automations with text messages and you don't have the documented consent, like, you need to maybe ask your compliance department or marketing team, what's the plan for that? So as soon as I know what the ruling is for today's meeting, and we may not know, usually it takes a couple months to hear what the outcome or decision is. But I think for this one, I think this meeting is just going to be another one of those. The government is restating their arguments about how it's a national threat. And then you have the people who are fighting and giving the same arguments about freedom of speech. So I have a feeling that the same decision is going to be made, where they're going to rule to ban the app. Now, what's interesting is the 19th is right before Trump takes office. And, Trump had made statements that he was going to try to appeal the ban. And will that have any influence on today's meeting? I don't think so, because he's not the president yet, but we'll see. Regardless, I still believe in the biggest opportunity of content to create right now is the short form video content, simply because of the ease of how you can repurpose and cross pollinate on all platforms. But if you're really heavy on Instagram, which a lot of you, your feedback each week, you guys tend to favor Instagram. And I just want you all to look at your Explore feeds and see how many posts on your Explore feed are being shown to you that are Reels versus carousel post. And I think Instagram's doing that on purpose. If you've ever posted a carousel on LinkedIn, like you should probably post it as a PDF so that the format is correct. Same with Facebook, it's super annoying. But I'm just curious, you guys tell me, when you go to your Explorer feed, what is the ratio of Reels to carousel post? And then I'd love to know your thoughts on, do you think TikTok should be banned or not? For those of you who are being impacted by the California fires, please let us know so that we can send prayers your way, send any kind of relief that we can. I'm not quite sure. I know it's the Southern California area, because I was wondering exactly what to say personal certification is at the end of this month, and it's in Irvine. So I wasn't sure how close that was to LA. That's how bad like my geography is horrendous. However, if you are having to be packed up and out of your home, please respond to this email, and it can be discreet. I'm not going to announce it anywhere, like on the next coaching call or in our group or anything, but we would like to know if you either have loved ones there that are being impacted or if you're being impacted yourself. All right, y'all have a great weekend, and make sure you wear blue tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wear Blue Day for Human Trafficking Prevention and Awareness Day. If you recall, on our 30,000 foot above view calendar, this entire month is Human Trafficking and Slavery Prevention Awareness Month. It's also Financial Literacy Month. It's also Dry January, and it's National Mentoring Month. So there you have it. But tomorrow is Wear Blue Day, and then next week there's really two hashtag holidays that you may want to have fun with. Wednesday is National Hat Day, and I did include that in your battle plan of a video script that you could use around National Hat Day. I think I worded it as we wear multiple hats. Although as a mortgage professional, you wear multiple hats, but there's more to you than just being a mortgage professional. You're also a mom or a husband or a cyclist. Okay, maybe you're a drummer. If you're a Ricardo, you're a foodie or donut lover. Every day's donut day for you. I don't know. And then next week on Saturday, I believe, Saturday or Sunday. Let's see. Let me just look. You know, I'm a millennial. I'm still a paper person in a lot of ways. Okay, it is Sunday. It's National Popcorn Day. So next week, the focus is downsizers. So you'll see that theme for each script for your video content. And then for your database day, it is everyone in your database with the last name that starts with the letter C. So print out that darn battle plan. And during your time block on Monday, which we should all have as a reoccurring appointment every Monday for an hour, you're going to record the 5 video scripts where I've laid out the hook, the intro, the message, the CTA. I've even included the hashtags and the keywords. Just make it plug and play for you guys. Where if you batch create on Monday, then all you have to do on your time block for before noon activities every day of the week, whether it's Tuesday, where you do your Tuesday updates, and then you post your Tuesday brand promise day video. So it's the recording part can be done, so it's a little bit easier to get them distributed. And if you need help with editing or distribution, then contact us because we have a plan and package for that. See how that works? We're just here to serve. Okay, I'm rambling. It is now, what time is it now? 12:37. I'll be up bright and early. I did get my steps in and I walked outside in the snow. And then we are doing a mortgage coach call with Dan Rawich on the interest rate predictions for the year. So make sure you tune in live, and I will try to not look like I haven't slept. Ooh, I need to get my hair done. I get my hair done next week too, because this is okay. Y'all have a great weekend.